Hi everyone, welcome to New Journeys Counselling channel, and occasionally I do book reviews, and this is one of those occasions where I'm going to be doing a book review because I've been reading this book. I've got to take it back to the library soon, but it is a book that's on my reading list because I'm definitely going to be purchasing it, and it's called The Little Book of Clarity, and it's by Jamie Smart. And you can also see lots of reviews of this book on YouTube. You can see Jamie Smart in various lectures about the different chapters of the book. It's a really good book, but what it's about basically is about getting clarity in your life in lots of different areas. So I just want to read you a quote which will give you some idea of what the book's about. So this is in the introduction. So the quote says, "If a pond is clouded with mud, there's nothing you can do to make the water clear. But when you allow the mud to settle, it will clear on its own, because clarity is the water's natural state. Clarity is your mind's natural state." So what he's basically saying is that in some situations, and it doesn't matter how much like clutter and how much like noise and how much mud or whatever it is, muddy in the waters or making things a bit crazy, if you have clarity and that's like your state of where you want to be, then you'll always return back to that. And he goes on to sort of talk about, throughout the book there's different chapters, and there's different tasks that he gives and different exercises and quotes that he gives. And I just want to speak about a few things within this book and just relate to kind of how I related to it and give you some insight really. And the first thing is, he talks about people have got this perception that if they want to be happy, or if they to get to a certain point in their life, they need to have something outside of themselves. So what he's saying is that many people, so in this book it says, many people think, I'll be happy or I'll feel better when I get this. I'll be happy when, I do this, or when I move here, or when I... So he keeps saying that as long as you focus on you're only going to be happy or you're only going to feel a certain way when you have a certain thing that's outside of yourself, you're never going to achieve it, because you have to get to a point where the happiness or the satisfaction comes from within before you get those like other things, because they're just things. I'm adding this bit myself. You can have goals and dreams, and you can also want things outside of yourself, because that's natural. I've got goals, I've got things that I want to buy materially, but they're not going to make me happier than how I am now, because a new car isn't going to make me happy if I'm already not grateful for the car I've got, and also appreciating that just having a car is good because it gets you from A to B. So when you get that new car, that feeling might last for 5 minutes because it's not fulfilled, that gap that's within you. So what he's trying to say is that you shouldn't be seeking to get there. You should be happy with here, being here, and already be okay with that really, because you're just going to be constantly seeking and you're never going to feel happy. Another part of the book that he goes on to talk about is not just the things that you want to get and then you'll be happy, but also he's giving an example saying that we tend to mistakenly attribute our fulfilling, enjoyable experiences to something other than the principle of thought. I'm going to break this down for you. So what he's giving as an example is, I'll be successful once I get the promotion. So your thinking in this situation is that success is equal to a promotion. So you don't already feel successful in what you're doing, but you'll feel successful because of the promotion. Where what he's trying to say is, if you had clarity, you would understand that a promotion is really good, and that shows that the person who's giving you the promotion is happy with your work. That leads to a value in a sense, because it's saying, we're rewarding you, but it doesn't mean you're not successful because you don't get the promotion. You're still successful anyway. So it's your thinking about what a promotion is. The second part of it is, I'll have a sense of freedom once I quit my job. So this is a big one, because I suppose when people all over the country are in jobs that they hate really, and they'll say that out loud, I can't wait till the weekend, I hate Fridays, I hate Mondays, they'll hate their job. and they'll think, well, if I quit this job, then I'll be free, then I'll have freedom. But you've got freedom as a person. You've always got freedom. You've got freedom to make choices. So once you quit that job, if you're then doing something else, but you still then are not happy with what you're doing, you're basically, and this is just my take on it, I'm interpreting it in my way. You might hate the job, but you're equating leaving that job, quitting it, to that you'll be free. But then it depends what you do next, and whatever you do next, you could still end up saying, well, I'm not free now because I'm self-employed and I've got to work all hours because I don't have the financial security. I don't like this other job because it's not giving me what I need. Freedom is in your mind, you know, and you have to, as a person, this is something I hear a lot as well. I just want to say this. We all have choices, but people say this thing of, I don't have a choice. I've got to stay in this job because it's paying money. I've got to stay with this person because I've been with them for 10 years now. Personally, I don't really understand that, because you always have a choice, and you can choose to be free and to do what you need to do. There'll be consequences of the choice, don't get me wrong, but you still have a choice to make, and that's your decision. You have to decide between like two consequences, really. So the third bit, and the only other bit I'm going to talk about in this book, is he says that we also tend to mistakenly attribute our uneasy or unpleasant feelings to something other than thought again. So what he's talking about here is anxiety, and he does a whole chapter on this. But what he's saying is that when someone says, I feel anxious about this job interview, they're building up a picture of what the job interview is going to be like. So there's going to be people staring at me. There might be questions I can't answer. I might not find the location. I might not get the job because they might not like what I'm wearing. You're already kind of attributing all of these thoughts and feelings, which is the thing that's making you anxious. The job interview isn't making you anxious because you haven't even got there yet. You haven't got to the job interview. It's your thoughts about the job interview that are making you anxious. So what he's saying is you can control your pleasant or unpleasant feelings, because it's how you decide to think about it. You could get up, get ready for the job interview, and you could be saying, right, I'm going to make sure I get there on time. I'm going to go into there, I'm going to do my best, and let's just see what happens. You know, within seconds of you saying that, then you're kind of losing all the anxiety about it, rather than building up a picture when you don't really know what's going to happen. So he just, the one last thing I just want to say is that Jamie Smart describes clarity as capacity minus contamination. So what he's saying is that if your thoughts are not contaminated, if you make a decision that what you're thinking about, you're going to make sure it is clear, it's concise, that's where the clarity comes from, really. All the blocking of feelings and thoughts, all these anxieties, all the fears, all the thoughts of you not being able to do something, or if I get this boyfriend, then I'm going to be a happy person. If I get this car, then I'm going to impress people. If I get this job, then I'm good. It shouldn't be coming from that. If you want things anyway, those things, then that's fine. But there should be not so they can enrich your life. There should be because, you know, you just want to buy them. But your clarity and who you are as well should be there already. So I really like this book. As I've said again, it's called The Little Book of Clarity, and it's by Jamie Smart. It's a best-selling book. I've seen all the reviews and things for it, and you can get it on Amazon and other places. And I hope you've enjoyed my book review, and I'll catch you again on another video. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave your comments. If you've read the book yourself, maybe you could do your own review. And I'll see you again on another video soon. Thank you. Bye.